SNY's delving into the concussion issue, continuing our 5-part series, Head Games, The Concussion Crisis. Friday, the movie Concussion comes out in theaters. It's the story of Dr. Bennett Omalu, a Pittsburgh doctor who uncovers the impact concussions can have on NFL players and his conflict with the NFL. Jonas Schwartz sat down with David Morse, who portrays Mike Webster, the first former NFL player found to have CTE, and the film star Will Smith, who plays Dr. Omalu.
You're a football guy. You're a sports fan.
Yeah.
Did that factor in? I mean, were you worried at all what sports fans love their football? You worried about this challenges the NFL?
It's always difficult when you're saying something or you're doing something that may be in conflict with what common knowledge is or common love, So football is a game. It's the most powerful, beautiful, and poetic human beings on earth doing battle. So it's a beautiful thing that hits all of our hearts, and not to mention the bonding and the connection and everything around it. So we did not want to make an anti-football or an anti-NFL movie. This is sort of a pro-knowledge film. There's things that are happening, hidden in plain sight that it's an inconvenient truth, but it's necessary.
Do you think, one of the most powerful things in movies is speaking truth to power, or bringing that truth to the masses?
Absolutely.
All the President's Men, even Spotlight this year. Do you think this movie sort of does that with what Dr. Omalu did with the NFL?
Yeah, I think it's very current. I think had this been 3 years ago or 4 years ago, it would have been a very different story. But I think what has happened is that this film is much more a compilation of the information than it is a revelation. I don't think anyone's really questioning whether or not this is an issue anymore. It's just a beautifully artistic and poetic delivery of the information in a way that will be much more digestible.
You're a big sports fan. What do you say to people who maybe see this movie and say, my child shouldn't play football?
I think that's people's decision. That wasn't the intention of this film. For me, as a parent, I know I didn't have the information when my son played football. I didn't know. So I wanted to be a part of delivering this information to other parents to make an informed decision. My father read the packet of cigarettes and smoked a pack every day of his life, right? So it's like, but before the Surgeon General had to put that on the side of the pack, he actually didn't know. So once you have the information and you can make the decision, he's a grown man. He can choose what he'd like.
You're a football fan. When people see this movie, do you think it will challenge whether they are football fans?
I hope it doesn't challenge whether they're fans or not. I think it's a terrific game, and it's really important to a lot of communities, a lot of cities, and it's a big part of our American culture, and I think it's a great thing. They should remain fans, but they have to we all have to change our mindset in a way and encourage the players to change their mindset, and, the coaches who coach our children in high school football, little kids, all that has to change if there's going to be an end to this sort of tragedy that happens in some people's lives.
Obviously, a lot of talk about whether the NFL should be concerned about this film. Do you think the NFL has a reason to be concerned here with what this film is talking about?
I think the NFL has a reason to be concerned about the people who play their game. And this film is talking about that. And they should have been taking care of this 20 years ago when they've known this for a long time. And they can't. They've lost the case in court. They should have been doing this for a long time, and now they're doing it, and hopefully they'll do more.